What's up, Jaquan, man? What's up, man? You got a Texas hat on, man? You done turned in the Las Vegas Raiders for the Texas hat, man?
Oh, yeah, man. Oh, yeah, man. It was just for the weekend, How you doing, BH the Great?
Hey, brother. Thank you,
Can you
King.
hear me?
How about yourself?
Man, I'm blessed, man. Just got back in today. How you doing, Blu-ray?
Good, my brother.
Can Blu-ray hear me?
Yeah,
man. This weekend, man, it was a phenomenal weekend, man. I was trying to call in earlier, but I had to put Violet to sleep. But man, this weekend was probably shit was crazy. Like the fight and everything. Like we flew into Texas. As soon as we got there, we flew in. Man, there's some stallions in Texas, man. I was like, damn, like especially coming from Vegas, it was different. But like the moment me and Violet had when we was down there, I was telling Violet it felt like super authentic because I seen Floyd fight and stuff, but like the it'd be like super celebrity, like super goody, like people bougie. But being in Dallas for the first time and being at an Earl fight for the first time, you seen so many beautiful black people. The shit just seemed authentic.
Yeah,
it was like a whole authentic like type of feel. Like just being down there, you see people interacting with each other, talking from all sides. It just felt like crazy. But for the fight, man, I ain't gonna lie, it was emotional for me watching it because the whole time I'm like, damn, like I'm thinking of Rose and Lily. I'm looking at it every time Earl get hit or something. I'm like, oh shit! I keep telling Rose and Lily like, protect Earl. But it was like, man, it was just an emotional, dope experience for me. Like when I was able to get back to I was able to land today. As soon as I got back, I went to the grave site and I just shared everything with Rose and Lily that happened this weekend, man. It was because today make the 1 month of the incident, but it was tough, but it was good. The only I wanted to meet Bill so bad when I was in Texas. Because for like I've been watching Bill probably since I live in Vegas, so I've been watching Bill for the longest, and I always loved how
you on Tropicana in Maryland right now. You can go meet him on Tropicana in Maryland. You can go meet him on Tropicana in Maryland right now.
Fred out his mind. I ain't on no damn Tropicana in Maryland. I don't even go down in that part. Fred know the part to say too. That nigga said Tropicana in Maryland. God damn.
I'm like, Fred. Watching like Bill is big out here. A lot of dudes love Bill. Like just seeing how you was with your son and stuff, dog. That shit. Like me having 3 daughters and me losing my 2 daughters, but every time I see how you is with Devin or how I see you are with your little queen, that shit be making me smile. Cause I've always watched Bill, and I even told Fred one time, Bill is somebody I admire as an older guy. Just watching how you move with your kids, that shit is dope to me.
King, I appreciate it. Hey, you know what? When I was in the neighborhood, because I don't have like a older uncle or you know what I'm saying. My dad, he worked for the airlines. It was an aircraft carrier called Southern Cal Airlines. Do you remember that, Fred? Southern California Airlines.
I don't remember that.
California Airlines. Yeah, that was years ago. It was a small one, but he worked and you know I would see guys in the community embrace different guys for whatever reason, whether it was a rapper, whether it was a basketball player. I think you know some of the guys in my neighborhood, older guys, had embraced Gary Payton, and you know embraced him in a way that it was like, okay, G, you got to get to the league. You know what I'm saying? And they made sure that everybody else stayed away from him. You know, that was street guys that did that. You know, early on. And that's what it was about. It was about the guys in the streets, and you saw talent in the younger guys, and you protected them. You know, I think it's kind of changing now a little bit. The rappers and the athletes are telling the street guys that they come from the streets, when before it wasn't like that. So I said when I got of age and I had kids, that I was going to be their big homie, and I was going to do everything that I could to, you know, to give my blessings and all my wisdom to them. You know, so You know, the good, the bad, and the ugly. I try to give it to him every day.
And I got to say this about Earl and Jordan. I want to give them a special shout out for everything they did for myself and for Violet. Like Earl, for me and my daughters, like Earl did some of the realest things that he like I told Fred, he didn't have to do. He didn't have to send me out to the flight. He didn't even have to call, but he did. He showed me and Violet nothing but love. Even Jordan, like I told Jordan, I appreciate Jordan so much. This was in a tough time like this for me and Violet. It was probably one of the best experiences I guess I couldn't get as of right now, because you know after losing 2 of your babies and you ain't got much. Like me and my daughter, we just like we was up all night because she was just surprised just being at the fight. We see fights on like TV, but her being at the fight and just seeing all the people down there, she's just like, oh shit, this is how it is. I just want to sit on this platform, man. Earl, thank you. Jordan, thank you. Fred, thank you. Because if it wasn't for Fred as well, none of that would have happened. None of this would have been. I'm just giving you a flowers, Fred. You're a solid legend, man. For that, Earl's a solid legend, and that's what I was telling them some of my partners when I got back. I was just like, man, that's what made the fight so dope to me, because I didn't worry about Earl versus Danny. To be honest, y'all may say I'm wrong for this, but Danny's sorry compared to Earl. Like if 2 years ago Earl been out 15 months, like Earl would have watched him. So watching Earl in person and then just seeing how it was just like, this is what I expected from Earl, and this is even without Blu-ray training. So imagine this would have been Algie, Bundu, Lamont Peterson with him with Blu-ray. He probably would have stopped him in the 3rd or 4th round. He got rocked early, so it was just like, man, the experience just for me, everything, just being there and just having everything was just dope. But BH, I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
So when it comes to young Dev, I believe he's one of the top of the tops. I see him really waiting around at 135 because I feel like people will run. What's the competition at 140 for him? I say AB. I say Mikey Garcia. I see a lot of dudes may try to duck him because his youth and don't want the rep. They're going to use that money. Like I seen one thing I didn't like. I seen Tank talking about money instead of fighting. Like y'all both got money, so I was like, what do you think that's good for Dev next? So all these dudes want to talk about money, but they like one thing I seen with Dev, they never say let's fight.
Well, I think that Mikey Garcia is definitely a future fight that we're looking at. You know, hopefully that Mikey will give Devin the opportunity when that time comes. But that's the kind of fighter that I'm speaking on, that has all the things that does on that level. Mikey is a high level fighter.
Okay.
You know what I mean? He has a great jab. He has a good right hand. He has a lot of things going on both sides, and that would make for an interesting fight. But the rest of them guys, they're not. They're gonna run through them guys, man. You know what I mean? When he get an opportunity, it's gonna have to be. It's gonna have to be a high level. It's gonna have to be a high level athlete with a high skill set, for Devin to bring out that Devin that I know. I mean, like, because I watched him with him and Floyd get in the ring, and Floyd, no matter still that Floyd still has that skill set that when you saw them in there, I knew Devin was ready. Because just the things that I was seeing him do, the traps that I was seeing Floyd trying to set Dev up, and Dev setting Floyd up. I mean, I knew that our we was there, but the man strength, the physical strength, it comes sooner for others, and we look for Devin to get stronger. You know what I mean? And we might got to go over there and see Blue.
That woke him up.
See, I think I heard you.
Go ahead.
I think that I heard you say that one time that Devin and Earl was the only two people that gave Floyd problems in sparring.
Absolutely. And I said, and it's a combination.
Blue, I got a question for you.
Okay, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh no. I was just agreeing with you that's the last two guys that I think have did anything to Floyd, create any problems for him.
Hey, Blue. So I like at 147, I don't really see competition with Earl. At 154, all the good people are gonna probably get moved up. I think the only person that Earl's gonna get a big fight if he don't get Crawford is gonna be Canelo. What would be your strength and conditioning for that type of if him just say he jump up too? That's the money fight for really Earl, the biggest money fight that he's gonna get that's out there right now.
You said if you fight Canelo, what would I do? Is that what he said?
What would you do? Because he gonna have to go up 2 weight classes for that one.
I'll be honest with you. I really wouldn't. The only thing that I would ask Earl to do, because Earl doesn't like lifting weights, I would recommend that we lift a little bit more weight coming into Canelo. Incorporate weightlifting. That would be my only suggestion. But I know Earl. That would be my only suggestion, to add some weights, to add just a little bit more power, because I believe that my thing is, if he fight Canelo, this is my personal opinion, I don't think he need to go 47 and jump straight to 60. That's my personal. I think if you have a fight you're gonna fight him at, get you at least one fight at that weight, then try to go into it. That's my personal opinion. You know what I mean? That ain't up for me to judge, but my opinion.
Hey, Blue, let me ask you though about that. It didn't seem like Earl hydrated back up too big like he normally don't. He didn't seem as thick too as well. Is that something that that happens as is it a case by case basis, or I mean, what do you think?
I believe that was the lack of strength training.
Okay.
He lost muscle, because think about this, Trill. When you look at a sprinter, right? A sprinter could be fast as hell, run 10-second hundreds or below, and still be 180, 175 and thick and very muscular. But then when you get somebody that really doesn't do any strength training, and like people that run, miles and 800s and stuff like that, they lose a lot of muscle because they run so much and they don't do a lot of. So I believe, in my opinion, that played a part. I didn't see what Earl was doing, but I know what we do. He was very dense, and every time he went into a fight, everybody always say they seen a difference. But so I think the lack of strength training caused the play, him not being so.
Okay, I just didn't know if I was looking at the same thing or not.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Mr. Bill, what's Mr. Gary still running or what? Is that still a possibility?
Brother, we're here for it all, Mr. Gary Russell, and we don't have any problem with it being him. I don't want to take as much energy.
So hey, Fred, what's up with your boy Gary? Why he never got back at Bill? Like he still ain't got a fight date. He ain't fighting nobody.
He got to get the date.
I thought he was fighting Fortuna, and he had all this lined up instead of Devin.
I have no idea, but I'm in the same boat as you. He got to get a fight date. And how he wins over the court of public opinion is fighting. Fighters fight. I commentate. And coming out,
he passed on Devin.
I'm getting there. And coming out of this, Bill and Devin is the winner. They fought. You understand what I'm saying? Gary Russell got to fight, and he got to stay in the minds of the public opinion. Like, you come out for 3 or 4 weeks and then you go back. You understand what I'm saying? It's just the reality of it. So I think there's some things behind the scenes that's probably not working in his favor. I'm not going to speak for the fighter. I'll yell as loud. I will echo as loud as the fighter wants me to do it. But I can't be the first platoon storming the beaches of Normandy. I just won't do it, and until he speaks up, and then I'll just sit back and play my part, so and that's where I'm at.
But he did all that. Like he did a lot of talking about. He did a lot of talking about Bill and all them, and he's gonna take 2.5 or whatever from Terrence. Bill and them gave them the money. He knew he was never getting that from Terrence. Now he still ain't got the fight date. We just seen that fight. It seemed like he was just doing a lot of talking or just trying to use their name to get visuals because nobody really know. He ain't really. He's not who he once was. Is that the case? He ain't who he once was.
Let me just say.
We know who Devin is.
Let me speak on that. I think because I think that Gary is. I think that the boxing politics play a big part in him getting the fights that he should have gotten, and that's the reason why as ahead of DHP, I reached out to him. I tried to make it happen, and I do believe that Gary is a good fighter. I believe that he has a resume in boxing that he would be a nice name on Devin. On Devin's resume for him. But the energy that it would take to make the fight happen, and the energy that I would put into a Teofimo Lopez fight that really should happen, that Devin deserves to happen. I don't want to misdirect my energies. So right now, we're concentrating on trying to get this Teofimo Lopez fight happen. Now, even if Lopez says, because the people and Aram says, okay, well, the next opponent, then, we look to make that fight happen. Even if he fights Kambosos and he gets the money that he wants, and then we fight Fortuna, then we want to fight Lopez for all the belts.
Right.
So that's all.
Hey, Blue, I got one more question.
We just want a clear understanding from Aram.
If you did the strength.
Excuse me?
Oh, go ahead.
No. What'd you say, King? I didn't hear you.
Go ahead. You got it.
No, I just said we just would like a clear understanding. We would like a clear understanding from from Aram them, what would it take to make the fight happen? Because he said so many things about Al Heyman, said so many things about Earl Spence and making the Crawford and Spence fight happen. But now he has an opportunity to make a great fight happen with a family and a Haney family that is able to do it, that we're willing to do it, and then now he's saying something else. So it's just I think it's a double standard when it comes to Bob Arum and making the fights happen. I think that Bob is he's been
Tio don't want to fight Devin.
Yeah, but I mean it has a lot to do with Bob Arum as well as Tio, and the reason why I say that is because I say as a promoter, Bob, he says he's trying to do the fights for the people and he wants to make the Earl Spence and Crawford fight happen. But when you talk about the Devin Haney and Teofimo Lopez fight happen, you want to act like we just some stupid ass niggas. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not no stupid ass nigga. I know that Bob is full of shit.
Makes sense.
You know what I'm saying? I know that Bob is full, but it wasn't my business. He was speaking on the business of Earl, and that's not my business. Yeah. So he said how Al Heyman is not good for boxing. No, Bob is cancer for boxing. Bob is the reason why that boxing is on a downcline, because he hasn't made the fights. He's played politics when it's become politics, and then when the other fighters and the other companies start playing politics, then he starts some other shit. Yeah. 1 minute it's this side of the street, the next minute is you're not trying to make the fights happen and all that. Then the next minute is, well, you should have signed on the side of the street. He's a double talking fast Jew that, you know what I mean, that just thinks that he's just smarter than everybody, and we showed, and I hope that the next father and son comes behind us kicking ass way harder than we are. You know what I'm saying? Because we wanted to wake our people up that you don't need nobody. You know what I'm saying? We run our shit. And I told Fred that that's going to be my whole spiel from the time he met me till, you know what I'm saying, till we leave boxing. We're gonna leave it on our terms, and we're gonna leave as bosses. We ain't gonna be on our knees, and we ain't, you know what I mean, sucking no swipe.
Straight up.
You got one more question, Jaquan? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, hey Blue. So if you work with Devin Haney, just say versus Tank versus Brian versus Tio, what's happening? What you think gonna happen? I know what you do with Earl. If you work with Devin for those 3 fights right there, just say those are the next 3 fights. What's gonna happen?
He gonna win.
That's what he give up. He better say that if he wants the job. Shit, I was waiting for him to say it. Shit, he gonna win.
Hey, I'm gonna say this.
We gonna get the knockout.
Listen, I'm gonna say this. He gonna win, regardless of how he win, because at the end of the day, you gotta understand, I'm not in the ring. I'm not his coach. My job is to get him strong and condition his body to get stronger. That's what I'm good at. I stay in my lane. So one thing about it, when he's doing what he do and he good do, you will see a major difference in when he hit a nigga.
Mm.
That's all I'm gonna say. Can't no nigga get on my and get hit by anybody on my program and want to stand there in front of him. Period. The day I met Earl, you
say
can
less. Okay.
The day I met Earl, I say, as long as you train with me, everybody you fight, you're gonna stop. And to this day, I kept my word. That's all I can say.
Appreciate
y'all have a blessed night, Kings. I gotta go lay next to my little one, man. Y'all have a blessed night.
Me too, Fred. Hey, yep, and I appreciate you guys too. Hey, Bella.
Yeah, we about to get out of it. Hey, yeah, go ahead. I was about to bring DB on. That's funny you say that.
Come on. She want to say good night, and we're gonna read her. I'm gonna read the story. Tell her before she go to bed. Come on.
DB, call it. Yeah.
It's past our bedtime. You gonna say good night, baby? Good night. All right.
Appreciate you.
Hey man, I love and I appreciate you. Hey, Blue, we gonna get together, baby. I mean, the stars and everything is lining up. We're gonna get together. We're gonna make it happen.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? I got great energy from you. You know what I mean? I got that vibe. And when you start talking shit, I looked over there and I seen him. I said, "You the guy. You the guy. We just got to make it happen."
Yes, sir.
All right.
All right, brother.
Appreciate it.
Hey, Fred, thank you, man, always for having me on, man. You know what I'm saying? All right.
Yeah, it is.
That's Sean. You want to say? That's Sean.
Bye.
All right, y'all.
All right,
all right, bro. Peace.
Yeah. I'm gonna get